16. Mind-blowing facts about Saudi Arabia that will leave you speechless. 16. Riyadh once hosted the world's largest non-alcoholic beer and beverage festival. Although alcoholic drinks are strictly prohibited in Saudi Arabia under Islamic law, the country still enjoys a vibrant entertainment scene in its own way. One of the most remarkable events was the world's largest non-alcoholic beer and beverage festival, held in the capital city of Riyadh. The festival brought together hundreds of international brands specializing in non-alcoholic beers, mocktails, and premium fruit juices. Brands from Germany, Belgium, Japan, and the United States showcased their most creative products, ranging from traditional barley-flavored non-alcoholic beers to multi-layered tropical fruit mocktails. The atmosphere was lively, with tasting booths, artistic mocktail shows, and exciting non-alcoholic drink tasting competitions. Participants had the chance to explore unique flavors without worrying about violating religious regulations. Notably, renowned international mixologists were invited to share their secrets on crafting enticing alcohol-free beverages. In addition, gentle live music performances, interactive play zones, and family-friendly areas made the event accessible to all ages. Many upscale restaurants also took part, designing special menus that paired dishes elegantly with non-alcoholic beers and premium juices. The festival was seen as a groundbreaking step for Saudi Arabia in building a more open image to the world while still upholding its traditional values. Its success attracted tens of thousands of international visitors and helped to stimulate the growth of the non-alcoholic beverage industry across the Middle East. 15. Arabia, the heart of West Asia. Saudi Arabia is not just a rich nation due to its oil reserves, it is also a land brimming with mysteries and uniqueness. It is the largest country in the Middle East, situated on the Arabian Peninsula, covering an area of 2.15 million square kilometers, which is nearly equal to the size of all of Western Europe combined. It shares its borders with 8 countries: Jordan, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, the UAE, Oman, Yemen, and Bahrain. While to the west, it has the Red Sea. Interestingly, despite its vastness, 90% of the territory is desert, making it one of the driest places on Earth with no natural rivers flowing through it. The climate here can be quite severe, with summer temperatures often exceeding 50 degrees Celsius. Paradoxically, during the winter months, some northern regions experience snowfall, offering a breathtaking view of a white desert that looks like something straight out of a science fiction film. As of 2024, the population of Saudi Arabia is approximately 36 million people, primarily of Arab descent. However, it is noteworthy that over 30% of the population consists of non-natives, particularly migrant workers from various countries such as India, Pakistan, Egypt, and Bangladesh. The official language is Arabic, but in metropolitan areas like Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam, you will find many individuals conversing in English as a second language. Whether you walk into a shopping mall or a trendy cafe, you can place your order in English without knowing a single word of Arabic. Saudi Arabia is among the few nations that still uphold an absolute monarchy, where the king wields total power and there is no formal constitution. All laws are derived from Sharia Islamic law. Significantly, the king has the power to appoint or change the heir without any elections, unlike in other countries. Pertaining to religion, this country has 100% of its citizens as Muslims and is regarded as the holiest site for Islam, housing the revered cities of Mecca and Medina. When it comes to traditional weddings, they can be quite different from the opulent Hollywood weddings, adorned with diamonds and luxury cars. In Saudi Arabia, weddings are not merely important occasions, but rather grand displays of wealth, where diamonds shine even more brilliantly than chandeliers, with expenses soaring into the tens of millions of dollars. Interestingly, the bride and groom do not meet during the celebration. Usually, there are separate gatherings for men and women. In the banquet hall for women, it's a different atmosphere altogether. No abayas or headscarves, only the most extravagant gowns, from designers like Chanel, Dior, and Elie Saab. A female singer also performs, which is quite unusual in Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, the men's gathering is a royal event featuring lamb, enormous platters of rice, limitless Arabic coffee, and dates. The men commonly wear thobs, long white robes, and enjoy performing the traditional Ardah dance. The bride and groom only meet after the wedding in a room filled with gold plated gifts. Overall, weddings in Saudi Arabia are grand, lavish affairs characterized by clear gender segregation and a strong adherence to tradition. Are you curious about the bridal dowry that the groom's family prepares for the bride? If you want to know, drop a comment with the number 3. Number 13. A land renowned for exceptionally beautiful women. In Saudi Arabia, women are known to enjoy some of the most equitable rights among Muslim majority countries. Before 2018, driving was merely a distant dream for them. However, now they can not only drive but also work as taxi drivers. Interestingly, women in Saudi Arabia are not obliged to cover their entire faces, although most still choose to wear the traditional black abaya. Did you know that luxurious abayas can be designed by high-end brands like Dior and Gucci, costing lakhs of rupees? And you'd be surprised to learn that underneath those black garments, they could be wearing labels like Gucci, Prada, or Chanel, complemented with diamond necklaces, bracelets, and rings worth crores. Traditional Saudi women may seem modest, but appearances can be deceptive. Their deep-set eyes, sharply defined eyebrows, high cheekbones, and regal beauty can enchant anyone. And when they remove their sunglasses, a single glimpse can take your breath away. Though their ways of expressing affection might differ from those of women in the US, they remain incredibly captivating. You might wonder how women in a country with so many strict regulations get to know their partners before marriage. For Saudi women, making eye contact is like an art form. A chance glimpse at a cafe or in a shopping mall can serve as a subtle invitation for a date. Instead of meeting face to face, many prefer chatting on platforms like Snapchat, WhatsApp, or Instagram. In bigger cities like Riyadh and Jeddah, there are more private spaces for couples, such as cafes or restaurants with family-only sections where they can meet without disruptions. If you're considering marrying a Saudi woman, it can indeed be quite a challenge. Do leave a comment with the number 7 if you want to know why. As for number 12, the camel is the national symbol of Saudi Arabia. For thousands of years, camels have been a part of the lives of desert dwellers, serving as transportation, providing milk and meat, and even taking part in some of the most unique beauty contests in the world. In Saudi Arabia, camels are not merely animals. They signify status and luxury. While in the West, a Ferrari or Lamborghini may signify wealth, here a beautiful camel can fetch over 50 million US dollars, far exceeding the price of a Rolls Royce. However, not all camels come with million-dollar price tags. Saudi Arabia also hosts a camel beauty contest, where the four-legged contestants are judged on their full lips, long necks, and well-proportioned humps, with criteria that are taken far more seriously than those of Miss Universe. Each contest can have prizes amounting to 6,000 US dollars, making it one of the costliest animal competitions globally. But that's not all. Saudi Arabia boasts the largest camel hospital in the world, situated in Riyadh, and it's worth millions of dollars. It offers everything from health checkups and treatments to X-rays for these desert supermodels. Some particularly expensive camels even possess their own passports for cross-border travel, flying first class when moving between Gulf countries. If you happen to visit an airport in Saudi Arabia, you might even catch a glimpse of a camel relaxing in the VIP lounge, sipping on date milk in a world-class setting. It's safe to say that in Saudi Arabia, camels are not just ordinary pets. They represent an entirely different level of prestige. Now, let's talk about point number 11, the unique and quirky coffee and tea culture. In Saudi Arabia, coffee and tea are not merely drinks. They embody power, hospitality, and status. Saudi coffee is unlike the espresso or latte you might typically enjoy. It has a light brown hue with a bitter and spicy taste, brewed from lightly roasted Arabica beans, served without sugar, but often infused with cardamom, saffron, or cloves for a distinctly desert flavor. What's noteworthy is that coffee is always poured from a traditional dala pot into small, handleless cups. You will only be served half a cup, as filling it to the brim is viewed as rude, and coffee is poured with the right hand. Drinking coffee in Saudi Arabia is much more than just enjoying a hot beverage. It involves a set of important rituals. You need to hold the cup with your right hand, and if you wish for a refill, you simply remain silent. The server will automatically pour more coffee for you. To indicate that you have finished and do not want any more, you lightly shake the cup. Otherwise, they will keep refilling it. It is customary for Saudis to first offer coffee as a formal gesture and then serve tea to signal the conclusion of the conversation. Interestingly, until 2019, most cafes and restaurants in Saudi Arabia had separate sections for men and women, with a family area reserved for women and families, and a single section solely for men. However, since late 2019, this regulation has been relaxed. In cities like Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam, international coffee chains like Starbucks, Costa Coffee, and Tim Hortons now have open spaces for both men and women. Number 10, the Al Saud royal family is among the richest and most influential royal families in the world. Whenever Saudi Arabia is mentioned, the Al Saud royal family comes to mind. Known for its immense wealth and power, this dynasty has been in control of Saudi Arabia since 1744 and continues to wield absolute authority today. Currently, the royal family comprises around 15,000 members, though only about 2,000 of them hold significant power and riches. This royal family not only governs the nation, but also dominates the economy, with an estimated fortune exceeding 1 trillion 400 billion US dollars. Dollars far exceeding that of the British royal family. The citizens of Saudi Arabia have great respect for the Al Saud family, viewing them not just as rulers, but as guardians of the nation and Islam. Criticizing or questioning the royal family is often seen as an insult to the country and may lead to undesirable consequences. Portraits of the king and crown prince are everywhere, found in schools, government offices, and private businesses. Interestingly, while many nations clearly differentiate between the government and monarchy, the people in Saudi Arabia frequently regard the king as a father figure to the nation. Citizens can write letters or petitions directly to the king or princess for help, a practice that remains in place today. Number 9. Life in Riyadh, a city filled with incredible peculiarities. Riyadh is like no other capital city in the world. It's a place where the desert meets skyscrapers, where conservative traditions coexist with bold, modern aspirations. When you step outside in the morning, Riyadh might appear to be a ghost town. Temperatures can soar to 50 degrees Celsius at noon, prompting most people to refrain from going out. However, when the sun sets, Riyadh comes alive. Streets bustling, markets open, upscale cafes filled to capacity, and roads teeming with luxury cars from Rolls-Royce to Bugatti. At Boulevard Riyadh City, lit up with vibrant neon lights, live music, and lavish restaurants serving a variety of cuisines from Arabic grilled dishes to Japanese sushi, you can drive around in supercars along the boulevards, reminiscent of a Hollywood film. You can also stop by the Zone, a lively gathering place filled with modern cafes and upscale lounges. For a uniquely memorable experience, make your way to the Sky Bridge of the Kingdom Tower, Riyadh's iconic skyscraper. From this vantage point, you can enjoy stunning views of the city's glittering lights while sipping on a non-alcoholic cocktail at the fine dining establishments below. Another place worth visiting is Riyadh Front, a newly developed complex for shopping, dining, and entertainment that is drawing international brands and high-end restaurants. It also hosts numerous music events, DJ parties, and art exhibitions come nightfall. Don't miss the historic city of Diriyah, the birthplace of the Al Saud royal family. Established in the 15th century, this area served as the first capital of Saudi Arabia and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, showcasing fortresses, mud brick streets, and ancient palaces. Notably, Diriyah is being transformed into one of the world's most luxurious tourist destinations, complete with seven-star hotels, historical museums, and Michelin-starred restaurants set amidst its heritage. What's your favorite spot in the capital, Riyadh? Do share in the comments. Number 8, Enayom, a revolutionary urban project in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is in the process of developing NEOM, a 500 billion smart and sustainable megacity situated along the Red Sea, with the goal of reducing its reliance on oil and transforming its national economy. This isn't merely a city, it embodies the future of urban living, where technology, green energy, and artificial intelligence converge to establish an entirely new lifestyle. The highlight of this initiative is The Line, a pedestrian only city devoid of streets, extending 170 kilometers in length, 500 meters in height, and merely 200 meters in width. Its sides adorned with enormous mirrors, creating a futuristic facade in the desert. The transportation network will consist solely of high-speed underground trains, enabling passage from one end to the other in a mere 20 minutes. Every amenity, including housing, healthcare, education, and entertainment, will be seamlessly integrated with AI, ensuring residents can access all essential services within a 5-minute walk. Importantly, 95% of the area will be preserved for nature, helping the city adhere to its sustainable development objectives. Moreover, there will be an octagonal industrial zone covering 50 square kilometers Barigidi, which will evolve into a hub for technology and logistics, making use of artificial intelligence and robotics. A luxurious resort will also feature in the development. However, the region's extreme aridity and high temperatures present significant challenges for the construction of a sustainable green city. The overall costs of the project may far exceed the initial estimates. While being a futuristic city might seem appealing, persuading millions to relocate and work in Neom presents a significant challenge. Is Neom genuinely feasible? This question will require time to answer. Will it become a reality? The answer still needs time to validate itself. For 7. Saudi Arabia follows a different calendar compared to the West. Here, time does not adhere to the sun as it does in the West. Instead, it flows with the moon. The Islamic calendar, known as Hijri, has either 354 or 355 days, which is around 11 days shorter than the Gregorian calendar, leading to holidays like Ramadan and Eid shifting with the seasons. Interestingly, if you reside in Saudi Arabia, your salary will arrive earlier each year due to the shorter Hijri year. Government documents, contracts, and even birth dates follow this calendar, implying that someone who is 40 years old in the Hijri calendar is approximately 38 in the Gregorian calendar. Moreover, as the lunar cycle dictates the timing, a person's lifetime can witness Ramadan across various seasons. That is why there is no New Year's celebration in Saudi Arabia like in the West. However, despite not celebrating the New Year, some Saudis do host private gatherings in hotels or small parties at home, particularly among the youth in major cities like Riyadh and Jeddah. Number 6 showcases the most unique tourist spots in Saudi Arabia. If you think Saudi Arabia is merely sand and oil, Al Ula will surely surprise you. It is the home of Madain Saleh, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, often described as the Arab version of Petra. The enormous sandstone formations with their ancient carved architecture will make you feel as though you've stepped into an adventure film from a bygone era. The most impressive feature? Elephant Rock, a massive natural rock formation resembling a giant elephant standing in the desert, is an ideal spot for photographs. In contrast to the dry landscape, Jeddah is a coastal paradise with the turquoise beaches, modern buildings, and vibrant old streets. If you appreciate a bit of artistic vibrancy, do visit the historic district of Al Balad, where centuries-old coral houses greet you. Interestingly, Jeddah is home to the King Fahd Fountain, the tallest fountain in the world, which shoots water up to 312 meters, surpassing the height of the Eiffel Tower without its antenna. You can also unwind at Jeddah's Corniche Beach, featuring crystal clear waters and stunning white sand. Take a stroll along the beach while enjoying renowned seafood dishes at the beachfront restaurants. Lastly, there's Dammam, the gateway to the Persian Gulf. This city boasts tranquil beaches, a lively atmosphere, and irresistible seafood markets. If you're in the mood for a unique experience, visit Murjan Island, home to a tower rising from the sea that resembles a mysterious fortress in the ocean. Additionally, Dammam is one of the places where the sun rises earliest in Saudi Arabia, making it perfect for witnessing beautiful sunrises over the sea. Wherever you find yourself in Saudi Arabia, you will notice how each place embodies the distinct culture of this nation and its people. True 5. The remarkable facts about Saudi Arabia. As the world's foremost oil exporter, Saudi Arabia possesses 267 billion barrels of oil, which represents 17% of the global oil reserves, trailing only Venezuela. Daily, the country pumps out 10 to 11 million barrels of oil, greatly exceeding the production levels of Russia and the US. This has propelled Aramco, the largest oil company globally, to achieve a valuation exceeding 2 trillion. Oil forms the foundation of the Saudi economy, contributing over 70% of the national budget, and has empowered the nation to embark on some of the most ambitious projects worldwide. With nearly no rivers, Saudi Arabia depends on the largest desalination technologies available to supply fresh water. The Ras Al Khair plant, the biggest in the world, generates more than 7 million cubic meters of water each day, sufficient to cater to 5 million people. Saudi Arabia is demonstrating that even a desert nation can successfully manage its water resources. But that is not all. The kingdom is also setting its sights on space. In 2023, Rayana Barnawi made history as the first Arab woman astronaut to journey to the International Space Station, ISS. To realize its aspirations of exploring the moon and Mars, Saudi Arabia formed the Saudi Space Commission in 2018 and forged partnerships with NASA and other international collaborators. This oil-rich nation aspires not only to utilize Earth's resources but also to leave its mark on distant planets. Number 4. The flexible time culture of the Saudis. In Saudi Arabia, time doesn't adhere strictly to the clock but follows the rhythm of life and people. If you schedule a meeting for 8 o'clock p.m., don't be astonished if someone arrives at 9 o'clock or even 10 o'clock p.m., grinning, as if that was the original time. It's not that they don't value time. Rather, flexibility holds greater significance than punctuality here. Meetings can extend indefinitely if the discussion is engaging and no one is in a rush to leave simply because of a timetable. In the workplace, a meeting might kick off hours late, but no one seems perturbed. If an invitation states 8 p.m. for a party, the main event might commence quite a bit later. In their culture, a heartfelt conversation, a lengthy meal, or a leisurely cup of tea takes precedence over any rigid schedule. In summary, in Saudi Arabia, while the clock may indicate the time, it is the people who determine when it's time. In a fast-paced world, perhaps this is a way of living that everyone would wish to experience at least once. Number 3. Festivals rich in cultural identity. Saudi National Day on September 23rd is not merely a day of remembrance but a grand, vibrant celebration throughout the nation. Cities sparkle with lights, fireworks illuminate the skies, and people don traditional attire to participate in the festivities. Music, parades, folk dances, and lively parties fill the atmosphere. The most intriguing sight: you'll spot supercars adorned with the national flag zooming through the streets. Another important festival for Saudis is the celebration that marks the end of Ramadan. After a month of fasting from dawn to dusk, Eid al-Fitr brings sheer joy. People don new clothes, exchange gifts, and come together with family for festive meals, brimming with delectable dishes like kabsa, mandi, and salik. Notably, children receive adiya, cash gifts from adults, a delightful tradition that everyone looks forward to. If you were to visit Saudi Arabia, would you like to enjoy these two festivals? Leave a comment with a 2 if yes and a 3 if no. Number 2, the unique culinary delights of Asia. When in Saudi Arabia, don't miss out on the king of Arabian cuisine. Kabsa, the renowned rice dish, is prepared with chicken or lamb infused with rich spices like cinnamon, cloves, and cardamom. Every tender piece of meat bursts with flavor, making it simply irresistible. Another scrumptious rice dish is mandi, especially noted for its cooking method. The meat is slow cooked in clay pots, preserving its juicy tenderness and smoky aroma paired with fragrant saffron rice, the ultimate Middle Eastern experience. Jarish or Arabian wheat porridge has a thick consistency and is cooked with minced meat and spicy seasonings. This traditional dish is a favorite on special occasions, offering a rustic yet compelling flavor. And then there's mutabak, a mouth-watering stuffed pancake. Its crispy exterior holds a generous filling of minced meat, onions, and a blend of strong spices. This is a popular street food that is both tasty and budget friendly. Also, there's salik, which is rich, creamy rice often likened to Arabian risotto. The rice is cooked with chicken stock, milk, and butter, resulting in a smooth texture and delightful taste that is simply unparalleled. Have you tried any of these dishes? If you ever get the chance to visit Saudi Arabia, make sure to indulge in them. Now, let's talk about the cost of living in Saudi Arabia. Living here can be an exhilarating experience, but it's important to understand the expenses to manage your finances effectively. The rent for a one-bedroom apartment typically ranges from $580 to $900, with higher rates in places like Riyadh and Jeddah. If you prefer cooking at home, budget around $130 to $213 per month for groceries. Eating out will generally set you back about $4 to $8 per meal. Utility bills, including electricity, water, and Wi-Fi, usually fall between $120 and $180 each month, depending on your usage. For transportation, if you don't own a car, expect to spend around $80 to $130 on taxi rides or public transport. Other costs, such as dental checkups, can be about $50 to $100 per visit, unless you have good insurance coverage. Gym memberships range from $53 to $107, and additional recreational activities can easily add a few $100s to your monthly expenses. In summary, if you live simply, $100 per month should be adequate. However, for a more comfortable lifestyle, you should plan on at least $1,600 monthly. Keeping these costs in mind, would you think about settling here? If yes, please choose one. If no, select 0. Kindly share your answer in the comments. And if you're interested in us sharing the visa procedures for Saudi Arabia, just comment yes, and we'll provide that information. We've just looked at 10 unique and fascinating facts about Saudi Arabia together. We hope this has given you a fresh perspective on the country. To remember to follow our channel, like, and share the video to support us. We'll see you in the next one.